Welcome to Big Girl Hunters, and you join me in the banks of the Burghfield Blue Pool. Bit of a special one, this one. I've wanted to fish this lake for a very long time. I'm here with the Richworth lads. We're on a bit of a social session, get to know some of the other lads on the team and hopefully catch a few fish. There were lots of branches and stuff all in the swimming. I don't think it was that windy last night, so I don't think people have fished this swim for a bit. That's what I'm thinking anyway, but I've seen a couple of shows, so really excited. I've wanted to fish this lake for a very long time. It's sort of like quite prestigious in the carp world at this point. It's one of the venues that Korda filmed their underwater on many moons ago. All the birds have just shown up on me. I'm in my swim. I came out 5th out of a 6-man draw and actually got my first choice to swim. So I've not done too bad really. We're well spread out. I'm the only one down at this corner, so hopefully we can nick a fish or two, and I'll keep you updated. It's been a long, infuriating night for me down here at the Blue Pool, and the fish just showed up last night in numbers in front of me. I must have seen 30-40 shows in my margin. So it started off as soon as it got dark, because obviously we're into autumn now. It got dark quite early. I just started getting savage liners, so I brought 2 of my rods much closer in, where I saw fish jumping, still getting liners. A few hours later, I was like, wow, I'm not getting any bites, what's going on? So I brought them in again, a little bit closer, still getting savage liners. I'm like, by this point, it's like probably 2-3 o'clock in the morning. Bring them in closer again, both of them, and still getting liners. I'm like, what the hell? So on first light, I saw a couple of fish show, and I am really right in the margin now. It does shelf off, so I think that it's I don't know, that I've had fish show right over the top of where my hook baits are. I've got very subtle hook baits, hats to match, a little PVA bag of pellet. I've got a bright one. I've got all the different things, all the different options there, and they're just not having it. But like I said to Jack this morning when he phoned me, I said I couldn't catch a fish. If I couldn't catch a fish last night when there's that many fish in front of me, I should just give up carp fishing. Like, I've lost my mojo. Like, that is, I'm not used to fishing waters where they're like that, showing like that in front of you all the time. Like, you might get a session like that once a year, in the spring when they turn up, or in the autumn or something. But so one of the other lads has caught one. Just gone dark, I think it was sort of 8-9 o'clock-ish. Nice fish. To memory, it might have been a bit later. I'm pretty tired. I'm still jet lagged from that McGregor fight. Disappointed that he lost. I thought Khabib destroyed him, but I was disappointed in his performance. I know Conor can fight better than that, but it is what it is. I hope they get a rematch. And that brawl after was crazy. But enough of that. Yeah, still got all today and tonight, and then off tomorrow morning. So hopefully I can pull it out of the bag. I was doing some stalking yesterday afternoon as well, so I haven't done much filming. Just down on the edge, I've seen quite a few fish sort of cruising around the edge, some nice sized ones as well. But I sort of sprinkle a little bit of pellet, they sort of drift off. I put the rig in, then they come back and they're clocking it straight away. I've tried a few different hook baits, they're just not having it. They're just sort of they certainly know what's what, and that was down in what they call the Korda corner down that end. So they certainly know what's what over there. So I imagine that spot gets absolutely battered, and battered by pressure. I will go around and see what the lads are up to at some point, and hopefully can make it happen. The sun's already out. I can could see the lads baiting up the margins and stuff. They all fish in margins, and that fish across the other end on the main lake, sort of on the Burghfield bank, is where the fish came from. And they're all fishing in the margins, to my knowledge. It looks like they're certainly getting in the margins, that's for sure. I was put a lot of effort into sort of getting up and getting it all sorted. I'm a bit disappointed, really. I thought, to be honest, I deserve one. It's one of them ones I've fished my heart out since I've been here. This is the bait mixture I've been using. Same old really. Mixture of particle, 3 different boilies, Escort 2 and 18mm Ultraplex, that red one there. Lots of hemp in there, it's all got all gooey now because all the sugar that I put in when it's setting, I put that in and it goes sort of all clumpy. There we go. So this is the rig I've been putting out there. It's my ever faithful D rig, the old fluorocarbon D rig. So the hook bait that I've got on the D rig is an Escort bottom bait. It's been marinating in the Escort serum and lots of liver powder. And that's done me really, really well in the past. It sort of makes this coating almost like a paste wrap. It just breaks down sort of rich, very, very rich and meaty and salty, and the fish seem to love it. And yeah, it's the fluorocarbon. It's a Nash Fang hook. And yeah, a little anti-tangle sleeve, so that's what's going out there. And it normally does me the business. These have been the bane of my existence. It doesn't matter what I do to them. It doesn't matter how many times I spook them, they just keep coming back. Right, so the prize of my trip, had this one this morning, early hours of the morning, 25.6, my first blue pool carp. Wanted to fish this lake for a very long time, so I'm absolutely buzzing to have this one. I'll show you the other side. It's a warrior. There we go. 25.6. Let's get on it. Off she goes. Awesome. Well, good morning and welcome back. Sadly, the session has now come to the end. I've got an hour left to pack up all the stuff. As you would have seen, had that fish, absolute buzzing. First fish from Blue Pool. I've wanted to fish this lake for a long time, as I keep mentioning. 25 £6 mirror, ripped off in early morning, and Jay came and done the photos and filmed it for me, like the good lad he is. Was fishing the D-rig on all, because I just feel like lakes like this that get absolutely hammered. It's a real popular lake. Whatever the trend is, they tend to get hammered, and as everyone knows, the Ronnie is a trend for a reason. It's an amazing way of presenting a pop-up very low to the deck. But so I wanted to go, especially as it starts to get to autumn. I like to find some nice where it's going over from hard to soft in a slightly more silty area. Put a bit of bait on there and fish on the deck, and fish for a bite with my D-rigs, and it just wasn't happening for me. So swapped around and got the bright one. I was fishing, like you say, a very dull bottom bait that was all glugged up in the S-Course serum and liver powder, and I swapped round to bright pop-ups out on the spot, more spoms over the top, and they started showing late last night. I got up, put a few more spoms out because I'm sure they started showing. I could see him fizzing like crazy, and then it just stopped. So another 5 spoms out again at about 2 o'clock in the morning, and then again it sort of ripped off. So that's it. Really buzzing with that. Actually, no, it wasn't 2 o'clock when I did the spoms. It was more about 11 o'clock. Anyway, somewhere through the night, put some spoms out, and I've been topping up. And like I say, there has been some fizzing there this morning. So we got an hour left. I need to get to it and actually start packing up. But absolutely buzzing. And with the result, there's still a chance. There's always a chance when the rods are in the water. So I think we had 3 or 4 fish between us, all sort of over the £25 mark, I believe, up to 29. We didn't quite get that magical 30 that we're all after, or even a 40 that's in there. So hopefully we'll be back. These guys non-stop attacking me.